The Kindle Oasis was an e-reader developed by Amazon back in 2016. Since then, it has gone through 3 generations, 1 physical redesign, and that's it. The Kindle Oasis hasn't moved in essentially 7 years, with only a mild change in 2019. So sit back, relax, while we take you through what happened with the Amazon Kindle Oasis. Amazon is by far the largest volume seller of e-readers, not e-notes, not e-paper devices, but e-book readers. They've been selling e-readers for 16 years. And although other companies such as Sony predated Amazon, Amazon still exists to this very day, releasing new devices almost every year. If you want a full history of Amazon, check the video card up above, but for now let's talk about one of the most influential units in their lineup. Not the Paperwhite, not the Basic, and not even the short-lived Voyage, but the Kindle Oasis. Launched in 2016 on April 13th, the Kindle Oasis came out with Wi-Fi and Wi-Fi plus 3G models. It featured the same 6-inch screen, but instead had a 300 ppi resolution with 10 LEDs. It also had physical page turn buttons on one side and an accelerometer that was a little bit sensitive at times. The biggest selling point to this unit was that it had an included battery cover. It was quite interesting. The battery cover was usable via the copper pogo pins at the back of the unit. With the battery cover installed, you get over 28 hours of battery life. However, without the cover, the Kindle can last a mere 7, which is 75% less than that of the battery cover installed. Why is this? Well, because for some reason Amazon put 3/4 of the battery power inside the case and left the device to fend for itself. We've seen other devices such as the Xiaomi 2024 feature battery covers with an even split ratio of milliamps, but for some reason Amazon tilted towards the accessory, not the unit. The Oasis 1 sold exceptionally well, however, and was rated quite high by nearly every news outlet. So in 2017, the positive reception prompted Amazon to make another, the all-new Kindle Oasis. Launched on Halloween, it featured an 8 gig version or a 32 gig version, but that's not all. You had Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi 3G, Wi-Fi with ads, Wi-Fi 3G with no ads, etc. It was incredibly expensive, costing as high as $440 in the Canadian market and $350 in the USA. This was a lot of money for an ebook reader. So what did you get? Well, actually, it was pretty cool. You got a 7-inch screen this time, 300 ppi, and it's still rocking those physical page turn buttons. Unlike the first generation, this one is IPX8 rated for waterproof. This one also featured 12 LEDs instead of 10 and had an ambient light sensor to adjust the brightness automatically. This also had audio playback via Bluetooth, as it had no onboard audio, and it also states that with reading alone, you get 6 weeks of battery life despite the fact that this has no pogo pins or extendable case. This unit was also upgraded to an all-aluminum build all around. This was good news. The Kindle Oasis had cemented itself as one of the greatest designed and well-built e-readers in the industry, sparking several copycat clones by numerous manufacturers that are still being sold to this very day as we speak. So naturally, Amazon needed to follow it up with something, right? What was that going to be? USB-C? Onboard audio? Color screen? Well, apparently none of those things, and what we got a few years later, after the inception of the second generation, was more of the same Oasis. In 2019, on July 4th, the Oasis 3 was released. It had an identical design appearance as the second iteration with a 7-inch screen, 300 ppi, physical page turn buttons, waterproof, aluminum, Bluetooth, and yes, micro USB, and no USB-C, even though USB-C is extremely prominent by this time period. So how was it different? Well, you could still get it in graphite, which is the same color paint code as the second gen, but certain markets also allow you to get it in champagne gold. Not only that, they upgraded you to 25 LEDs instead of 12, a little over 2 times. With those LEDs, you also get color temperature, which is colloquially known as warm lighting. But that was it. There's no peripheral lineup of accessories, no pogo pins, no USB-C, no additional creature comforts, and no other color option other than the limited champagne gold, which was only in certain markets. There was virtually no difference in the units even after 2 years of waiting. This could be essentially the end of the video, if you think about it. Since 2019, Amazon hasn't really been releasing a whole lot of ebook readers. They released another Paperwhite, an 11th gen basic, and the Kindle Scribe, which is already 2 years old as it's released in 2022. In between that, they released a 16GB variant of the Kindle Paperwhite 5, which again offers no differences whatsoever between the two models. This isn't an indication of the industry going downhill, quite the opposite in fact. The e-reader industry is accelerating at the highest pace since its inception, prompting countless manufacturers to fight their way to the top with race-to-the-bottom prices. There have been no shortage of attempts at copying the Oasis over the years by numerous manufacturers. iReader has released the XS, the XS Pro, and the Ocean line, which now has 3 generations of its own, plus a turbo variant, all pound for pound copying the Oasis. Hanvon made the most blatant identical cookie-cutter stamped-out copy of the Oasis back in the fall of 2023, called the Hanvon Clear, appearing to be an Oasis in every conceivable measure. MeBook created the M7 once again, Oasis layout, except offering Google Play, key-mappable buttons, and a world of features. It doesn't end there with one of the biggest manufacturers in the game, Xiaomi, releasing the 2024 Xiaomi 7, which not only copies the Kindle Oasis 2 body, but also incorporates the Kindle Oasis 1 peripheral battery case, except they do it better. Every manufacturer that copies the Oasis one-ups Amazon in every measurable metric, having more features, more accessibility to alternative ecosystems, more bells and whistles, better build quality, and more peripheral accessories than Amazon has ever had. Amazon has always traditionally played it safe when it comes to e-readers, offering bare minimum of features at mid-range prices. Amazon devices are not exactly cheap, until you get a hold of refurbished, outdated previous generation units on websites such as Wish, for example. But traditionally, Amazon devices are priced high for what you get. And that's important. There's no Google Play, there's no audio besides Bluetooth, there's no sideloading of apps, there's no file explorer, ebook formats are limited, and you have no other choices in alternative ecosystems. So the "for what you get" is critical. Since then, we've seen no indication of Amazon so much as releasing or even thinking about a 4th generation. A few years back, there was a small glitch in their system where someone seemingly uploaded the Oasis 4 for approximately 35 minutes before it was taken down. And since then, Amazon has removed the Oasis from the comparison charts. Does the future look bleak for Amazon? No, not necessarily. Remember, they've done this with several devices in the past. The Voyage only lasted 1 generation. The Kindle Touch, 1 generation. The DX, off and on, for 1 generation. In the end, you could technically argue that the Oasis had a relatively decent run compared to the rest of their lineup, as it is only outweighed by 2 other lines, 5 generations of Paperwhite, and 11 generations of Basics. So 3 gens is not exactly terrible. This all just stems from people wanting a follow-up to the Kindle Oasis, not necessarily that there should be one. For GoodyReader.com, thanks for watching.